The C-suite sit-down this morning. Geothermal energy companies that can show they've got the power to produce 5 megawatts a year, they're going to be eligible for some of this money coming in, $84 million in aid announced by the Department of Energy earlier this month. Now, we talk about geothermal energy. RaserTechnologies, which released its earnings actually this past week, is one of these in the running for this, vying for a piece of the money. And the chief executive, Chairman Craig Higginson, joins me now from Washington with what sets his company apart and what he hopes does going after the cash. All right, Craig, let's talk about this a little bit. Obviously, I guess you're in an interesting position here. Earnings came out, which we'll get to in a second, but the idea of going after this government money, tell us what that might mean for your company and for the industry overall. Is this a hot place to be?
Certainly, Connell. I think we find ourselves in a really interesting position right now in the energy space, particularly in the renewable energy space. We have opportunities coming from this administration and from prior administrations that offer incentives to producers of renewable energy, and we're certainly a beneficiary of that right now.
You lost money in the last quarter, and the net loss was 23 million plus, or somewhere around there, 39 cents a share. What happens from here on out? We're actually looking at the Razer RZ stock price today. When can you start making money as a result of the government stimulus that's being provided?
Well, the fact that we've lost money in the past is not especially relevant. We are pre-revenue. We are just turning on the first geothermal power plant now. We actually built this power plant in less than a year. And this power plant is coming online, and we'll be producing revenue for the company, and we expect to be profitable this year.
Now, that is out in Utah and Provo. Is that the one? Is that what you're talking about there in terms of the power plant?
Our company is headquartered in Provo. We actually have our first power plant in central Utah. We'll be building several other plants there in central Utah, as well as plants in New Mexico, Nevada, Oregon, and we expect to have these plants up and operating on a regular basis, as we've developed a technology with United Technologies that allows us the opportunity to build these power plants in significantly less time than before.
All right, so that's interesting. That's what I wanted to talk about. So you're not only in Utah, but you're expanding in a lot of other parts of the country. I mean, talk about geothermal just in terms of what people should know about this technology and how big a deal it's going to be here for the future, energy-wise, in this country.
I think a quick tutorial on geothermal energy would just be to recognize that we take the heat from the earth, we bring it up and run it through these special units that we've developed with United Technologies. They generate electricity, and then the hot fluids are re-injected back into the earth. Mm-hmm. This is a truly zero emissions kind of generation of electricity. Not only is it zero emissions, but it's base load energy. That means it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is unlike wind and solar, which we're proponents of, but geothermal energy, on the other hand, is base load. So it's always up and always on the grid.
All right. Craig Higginson from Razer, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it from D.C. this morning. We'll keep an eye on.
Great to be with you, Connell.
On that technology. All right, coming up in a moment, we're going to squawk about this week. What a week it's been. It's all about AIG, of course, and where do we go from here with this bonus backlash and all it means for taxes and everything else. We'll be right back on Fox Business Morning.